Welcome to the Nevis Newscast. Today is Friday, 22nd September 2017. I'm Pamela Diaz. Premier of Nevis and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Amory, as well as Permanent Secretary in the Premier's Ministry, Wakely Daniel, and Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Kevin Barrett, toured the Charlestown Secondary School and Gingerland Secondary Schools earlier today to speak with the new heads of the schools.
You would know that Mr. Wang Williams is now the new acting head of the Charlestown Secondary School. So we met with him, met with some of the staff to give them the encouragement and the support which they would need to make the term and the school year and the future of Charlestown Secondary successful. I think we were very pleased in the way he seems to have settled in. After that, we visited the Gingerland Secondary School, where we do have some issues, some challenges, because of the volume of work to be done to get the school fully operational. But we were able to talk with the new acting head there as well, and the deputy to the acting head to, again, look at some of the issues which they'll be facing. And you will know that we are indicating that only the 4th and 5th form would be in full attendance for the rest of this week, which is at the end of today. From next week, we will have the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd forms doing a shift system because of the construction. But I am looking at a new approach, which, should that plan which we have in mind become effective, then we may have in short order all of the children back at school very quickly.
Amory stated that even though the two heads of the school were relatively new to the position, they have been serving as deputies for a while, and he said that he was confident that they would do their job and do it to the best of their ability.
I feel the spirit of the two new heads who have been deputy heads for some significant time. They will be able to carry the school, and that is why we appoint them, because we have full confidence in them. And I believe, based on the short interaction with some of the staff and the children, that we should see a successful school year. So I think we are well placed, and we will give an update as time goes along, as we make progress in terms of the challenges which we have.
Premier of Nevis and Minister of Education, the Honorable Vance Amory. St. Kitts and Nevis observed its 34th anniversary of independence on Tuesday, 19th September. Although most of the activities were postponed due to the passage of Hurricane Maria, Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory, made an effort to address the nation on this significant milestone.
Independence is a time when, as a nation, we reflect on our successes and our failures, on our limitations and our possibilities. It's a time when we thank our national heroes, ordinary men and women, some already declared as heroes, and those who have silently done those heroic things to make our country what it is today. Those ordinary men and women who gave extraordinary contributions to the development and progress of our country, St. Kitts and Nevis. They have been true patriots who put country above self. Let us therefore not forget their valiant efforts and the valiant efforts of our forefathers, who, even as slaves, fought for their freedom, and some of whom paid the ultimate price in the pursuit of their liberty.
Speaking on the theme for the 34th anniversary, Youth, Vision, Integrity, Securing Our Nation's Prosperity, Premier Amory stated that young people should be included in the decision-making of the country.
If our nation is to achieve true and lasting prosperity, our young people must rise to the occasion. They must be prepared to play a pivotal role in our developmental agenda. Their hopes, their aspirations, and vision must be included in our decision-making processes. But it will take seriousness, It will take dedication. It will take education. It will take also a commitment to the ideals which our country holds most dear. We as leaders of our country must encourage them to embrace the positive attributes which can enable them to make that contribution to transform in a positive way the future of our country.
That was Premier of Nevis, the Honorable Vance Amory. The Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, the Honorable Dr. Timothy Harris, along with a contingent, visited the police training school, the Fire and Rescue Services Department, and the Frigate Bay Police Station, all of which received substantial infrastructural damages. On Wednesday morning, the Prime Minister visited key areas in St. Kitts to personally assess the extent of damages done to homes, businesses, and public sector structures by the passage of Category 5 Hurricane Maria on Tuesday, September 19. The Prime Minister gave his government's full commitment to do all that is necessary to help the police training school, the Fire and Rescue Services Department, and the Frigate Bay Police Station return to a state where they can effectively carry out their duties. Accompanying Prime Minister Harris on the tour was Commissioner of Police, Mr. Ian Quealy, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of National Security, Mr. Osmond Petty, and National Security Advisor, Major General Stuart Saunders. While speaking with the press unit in the office of the Prime Minister, Commissioner Quealy reported that the roof of the building that houses the male and female barracks at the police training school was significantly damaged. The ceiling became saturated and the water came down. The recruits had to be located to Plan B, and the classrooms were converted into their barracks where they spent the rest of their time. We also received some damage to the instructors' quarters or mess, but that was not too significant, he said. Prime Minister Harris was later accompanied by Minister of Public Infrastructure, the Honorable Ian Patches-Liburd, who also got a first-hand look at the conditions of the Irish Town Bay Road and Old Road Bay, which was deemed impassable to vehicular and pedestrian traffic as a result of high waves and the threat of falling rocks from the hillside. Still to come, Human Resources Department hosts orientation sessions for public workers. The details when we return.
This one is going out to the land of my birth, Queen City, Nevis.
Truly, one of the few places that has an untouched beauty that has captivated the hearts of many. Nevis is everything you imagine.
Welcome back. Teen mothers on Nevis who participated in the 5th annual Second Chance Teen Mothers program graduated from the program last weekend. The official closing ceremony was held at the Occasions Conference Center by the Social Services Department, and the initiative for this year was dubbed The Skills I Need for My Child to Succeed, Parenting and Holistic Development Project. Second Chance Teen Mothers program coordinator Ivosia Brown explained that this year the program was geared towards training young mothers in different aspects of motherhood and prepare the participants in building employment and resource management capacity. Present at the event was Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Social Development, Keith Glasgow.
The Ministry of Social Development, of which I'm a part, we are proud to support this program. We are proud to be associated with it because we feel that it has the potential to be a significant benefits for yourselves, for your family, and for St. Kitts and Nevis as a whole. This Second Chance Teen Mothers program provides a support system for you to be successful, for you to excel. And I am hoping that with this program and other support systems, that we have in place for you, that you would become very independent economically.
Glasgow used the opportunity to give the participants of the program words of encouragement.
I believe with this second chance opportunity that you have, you can go on to do very great things for yourself, for your family, and for your country.
Speaking on her experience with the program was Vincia Hendrickson.
My journey would not have been possible if it wasn't for this program. They provided me with the foundation that I needed, and I decided to continue building my blocks. I pushed myself because I was determined, and you can too. I graduated with my associate's degree, and now I am on a new journey. I am enrolled as a nursing student at the UWI Mona Open Campus at CFBC.
The Second Chance Teen Mothers program began in July and included 6 sessions, which covered a wide array of topics and saw 7 of the participants attached to private businesses on the island and gaining work experience. Director of Social Services Sandra Maynard, Gender Affairs Coordinator Lorraine Archibald, and featured speaker Tricia Daniel were also present at the event. The NIA, through their Human Resources Department, hosted their 2017 orientation session for new recruits aimed at easing the transition into the public service. Training officer at the Human Resources Department in the NIA, Shanola Murray Gill, explained that the session is separated into 2 elements. The first component, which is completed by heads of departments, teaches employees how to perform on the job and introduces employees into the department culture. The second component of the session dives into educating participants on employment rules and regulations, Social Security and the employed, and health and its impacts on their job performance. Mrs. Gill outlined the purpose of the session and provided feedback from the participants.
Now, the reason we take that route is because it's a lot of information to give out, and what we try to do is we try to simplify the information as much as possible so that they have at least some idea of what surrounds their employment, what is expected of them, what are their benefits, and what are the legislation. Generally, we have quite positive feedbacks, and what we tend to do is right after seminars have been completed, we would give out an evaluation sheet. And what we would do is we would ask persons to be as honest as possible, because we take their feedback seriously, and it's important for us to improve the orientation seminars. So from what we would have seen so far is that you have persons saying that it is definitely informative and that they actually enjoy the seminar, which is what we take, pleasure in. We want to know that persons are not just coming to sit down and receive the information, but that they understand it fully, they can put certain things into practice, and that they're comfortable to ask whatever other questions they may need to ask. The other thing is to know that they feel welcome into the public service.
Mrs. Gill explained that through the sessions, the participants should be able to transition into the public service comfortably and will also be well informed about their broader scope of their employment. The orientation in the public service is done annually as well as twice a year, as it is done this year, and lasts one day beginning at 8:30 a.m. and ending at 1 p.m. That's it for this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I am Pamela Diaz. Have a good weekend and thank you for viewing.